Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharyastho Tarasada Sri Srimad Bhave Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ananta Koti Vaisnava Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaur Premanande All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, we start school, chapter 25, text 35. The glories of devotional service. We are hearing the direct meaning of devotional service from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom the principle of reason is expressed. How fortunate we are to hear about this divine subject from the divine Lord, Kapila Muni. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for coming this morning. Ganga Mantri Prabhu was scheduled for speaking this morning, but somehow he requested me to fill up for him today. So maybe next Saturday or so, we might have some chance to hear from His Grace Ganga Mantri Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
We pray for him so that he can come back and give beautiful, very deep philosophical talk on Krishna consciousness. But we are anyway going to hear from Srila Prabhupada. It is always auspicious to hear from any devotees, since we are reading Prabhupada purport. The text 35 is here. Naikatmatam me sprihayanti kechin. Sorry, that is not Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basantaha.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basantaha.
Prasanna vaktrarunalochanani.
Prasanna vaktrarunalokanani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Sakam vacham spriharniyam vadanti.
Sakam vacham sprihaniyam vadanti.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basanta.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basanta.
Prasanna vaktrarunalochanani.
Prasanna vaktarunalocanani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Sakam vacham spriharniyam vadanti.
Sakam vacham sprihaniyam vajanti.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basanta.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basanta.
Prasanna vaktrarunalochanani.
Prasanna vaktrarunalocanani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Sakam vacham spriharniyam vadanti.
Sakam vacham sprihaniyam vajanti.
This right.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basantaha.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basanta.
Pasana vaktrarunalocanani.
Prasanna vaktrarunalochanani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Rupani divyani varapradani.
Sakam vacham sprihaniyam vadanti.
Sakam vacham sprihaniyam vadanti.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basantaha. Prasana vaktarunalocanani. Rupani divyani varapradani. Sakam vacham sprihaniyam vadanti.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basantaha.
Pasyanti te me ruchiranyam basantaha.
Prasana vaktrarunalocanani.
Prasanna Vakrarunalocanani
Rupani Divyani Varuparani
Devani Divyani Varapradani
Shakam Vachamskra Hantiyam Vadanti
Sakam Vacham Spriyamiyam Vadanti Asyanti te me ruchiyanya vasanta Prasantarunalocanani Rupani Divyani Varapradani Sakam Vacham Spriyamiyam Vadanti
Pasyanti,
Asyanti
si,
si
te,
te
they,
de
me,
me
my.
my
Ruchirani,
Ruchirani
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Amba,
Amba
O mother.
O Mother.
Santaha,
Santaha
devotees.
Devotees.
Prasanna,
Prasanna
smiling.
smiling
Bhaktra,
Bhakra
face.
Face.
Aruna,
Aruna
like the morning sun.
like the morning sun
Lochanani,
Lochanani
eyes.
eyes
Rupani,
Rupani.
forms.
forms
Divyani,
Divyani.
transcendental.
Transcendental.
Varapradani,
Varapradhani
benevolent.
benevolent
Sakam,
Sakam
with me.
With me.
Vacham,
Vacham
words.
words
Sprihaniyam,
Sprihaniyam
favorable.
favorable
Vadanti,
Vedanti
they speak.
they speak
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 O my mother, my devotees always see the smiling face of my form, with eyes like the rising morning sun. They like to see my various transcendental forms, which are all benevolent, and they also talk favorably with me. Please repeat. O my mother,
O my mother
my devotees always see the smiling face of my form,
my devotees always see the smiling face of my form
with eyes like the rising morning sun.
with eyes like the rising morning sun.
They like to see my various transcendental forms,
They like to see my various transcendental
which
forms
are all benevolent,
which are all benevolent,
and they also talk favorably with me.
and they also talk favorably with me.
Purport. Mayavadis and atheists accept the forms of the deities in the temple of the Lord as idols. The devotee do not worship idols. They directly worship the personality of God in His Archa incarnation. Archa refers to the form which we can worship in our present condition. Actually, in our present state, it is not possible to see God in His spiritual form because our material eyes and senses cannot conceive of a spiritual form. We cannot even see the spiritual form of the individual soul. When a man dies, we cannot see how the spiritual form leaves the body. That is the defect of our material senses. In order to be seen by our material senses, the Supreme Personality of God accepts a pivotal form which is called Archa Vigraha. This Archa Vigraha, sometimes called the Archa Incarnation, is not different from Him. Just as the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts various incarnations, He takes on forms made out of matter, clay, wood, metal, and jewels. There are many Shastric injunctions which give instruction for carving forms of the Lord. These forms are not material. If God is all-pervading, then he is also in the material elements. There is no doubt about it, but the atheists think otherwise. Although they preach that everything is God, when they go to the temple and see the form of the Lord, they deny that he is God. According to their own theory, everything is God. Then why is the deity not God? Actually, they have no conception of God. The devotees' vision, however, is different. Their vision is smeared with the love of God. As soon as they see the Lord in his different forms, the devotees become saturated with love, for they do not find any difference between the Lord and his form in the temple, as do the atheists. The smiling face of the deity in the temple is beheld by the devotees as transcendental and spiritual, and the decoration of the body of the Lord is very much appreciated by the devotees. It is the duty of the spiritual master to teach how to decorate the deity in the temple, how to cleanse the temple, and how to worship the deity. There are different procedures and rules and regulations which are followed in temples of Vishnu. And devotees go there and see the deity, the Vigraha, and spiritually enjoy the form because of all the deities are benevolent. The devotees express their minds before the deity, and in many instances the deity also gives answers. But one must be a very elevated devotee in order to be able to speak with the Supreme Lord. Sometimes the Lord informs the devotee through dreams. These exchanges of feelings between the deity and the devotee are not understandable by atheists, but actually the devotee enjoys them. Kapila Muni is explaining how the devotees see the decorated body and face of the deity and how they speak with him in devotional service. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sti Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopisa Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastuti Taptakancha Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Pri Panchakalpataru Viksha Kripa Sindhu Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Reading Sanskrit slokas, they are very, very benevolent. just to read. As we all know that Sanskrit is the mother of all languages. One word can be expressed in like water has 65 different names in Sanskrit. Similarly, there are so many other words. Some words has like 100 different names. And when they are chanted properly, our nervous system is vibrated. Peace of mind is established. So in the Vedic time, people would heal people by chanting mantras. But later on, people started thinking, when Western influenced the Eastern world, they started thinking that these people are very, very conservative. They do not know anything. They are letting people die by chanting mantras. But the fact is that when Kali Yuga started progressing, people are losing the potency of chanting mantras, and also they are not very well trained in all these secret healing mantras, sound vibration. So Kapila Muni is talking about his devotees, how they want to see the smiling face of the Lord. So when we talk about smiling face, this immediately cuts the philosophy of Mayavadis that they think God has no form. How a formless person have a smiling face? This is the question. But here Kapila Muni himself is revealing the desire, inner desire of the devotees, how they want to see him, and how the Lord fulfilled the desire to his devotees that they want to see the beautiful smiling face of the Lord. So this entire Srimad Bhagavatam is a complete body of the Supreme Lord. When we study from the beginning, we start seeing the toe of the Supreme Lord by his explanation. And if we go on reading cantos after cantos after cantos, and when we reach up to the 10th canto, then we start seeing the smiling face of the Supreme Lord, and we can understand that the Lord has a real face. And yes, Nam Namakari Bahuda Sarvasaktis. He has many names, many forms. Anadi Govyachutam Advaitam Anadi Ananta Rupam. Advaitam Achutam Anadi Ananta Rupam. Advaita, who has no second things to him. Advaitam Achutam, never falls down. Anadi Rupa means he has unlimited form. He does not have any beginning. He does not have an end. He is always there. Yes, Advaitam Achutam Anadi Rupam. Adyam Purana Purusham. And he is the beginning. Nothing was there before him. Purana Purusham, the oldest of all the beings. Purana Purusham Navayoganamsa. Being such an old personality, but he remains always very youthful. Never gets old. We do not see Krishna with his beard in any of the picture. Always like 16 years old boy. Even though he lived about like 125 years in this world, he was always like a teenager. That is Krishna. Some people think that Krishna is God only when he was like a child, after he got married and he is no more God. We have so many people having so many philosophies in this world. But God is God always at all times, whether he is a child, he is in the womb of mother Jasoda, or he is playing like a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, or he is playing pastime with the gopis in Vrindavan, or he is playing different pastimes with his beautiful wives in Dwaraka, wherever he is. Whether he is in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan Dham, whether he comes down to the material world and act like a human being, he is God all the time. He cannot be changed by his physical appearance, by his different dimensions when he goes in different places. That does not make any weak, that does not weakness his strength. He has always complete 6 opulences in complete full. What are the 6 opulences of God? Zamuna, you give me 2. What are the 2 opulences out of 6?
Yes, all attractive.
He is all attractive. What is another?
He is all knowledgeable.
He is all knowledgeable. What else? Paluna?
He's all powerful.
He is all powerful. What is Mataji himself?
Famous?
He is all famous. What is next?
Opulences.
Yeah, what are the opulences? Yeah, we are talking about opulences.
All well.
Yes, well, he is all renounced person. He exhibited all these 6 things, opulences, when he was in Bhoma Vrindavan in this world. Beauty. By seeing Krishna, everyone would immediately think that, why not I make this man my husband? Every woman, single woman, every being, immediately thinks, I wish I could make him my husband. When all these 16,000 gopi ladies were abducted by some demoniac king, and they were kept for some time, enjoyed by those demons, and they were set free later on, and they were not accepted in the family to go back, and Krishna was there to accept them. Okay, never mind, come to me. I'll give you protection. I will marry you, and then you become my queen. And when he was on the battlefield of the Vrindavan and Kurukshetra, when he was fighting with the Kauravas and Pandavas, Krishna was very busy handling both parties. He had no time. He was not preparing to speak Bhagavad Gita. On the spot, just like that, he was giving this profound knowledge. Actually, all the Vedas, that thousands and thousands of verses explaining the majestic aspect of the Supreme Lord, are all coming from him. He does not have to prepare like we do in our exam. Jamuna studied very hard for our examination, right? Okay, I have to attend the district court examination today, I need to study hard 5 hours. No, Krishna just speak like that. He himself is knowledge in total. All the knowledge comes from him. And he was very much renounced person. He had beautiful gopis. So many people would love him. All these neighbor ladies, they would feed him with the yogurt, butter, and this and that. So much food, they would love him. Without seeing him, they would feel sick. What happened today? Krishna is not coming to do some mischievous activities. At the same time, they would complain to the mother. But if he does not do some mischievous activities, they would not feel happy in their heart. Such a deep love for him was there in Vrindavan. But all of a sudden, he just left them without any notice. I don't care, just be here, be happy. Radharani was so much bereaved from the lust, from separation from Krishna. But then he just left them. That was his renunciation. Powerful, very, very all-powerful, could lift the whole big giant mountain for a week without even blinking his eyes, just with his small pinky fingers, and protect all his devotees. Krishna says that etamam prakadente tam stadeva vajamaham. When one comes to me with the degree of the heart of surrender, I will reward him accordingly. So I would like to say something to all devotees, especially in this temple. Like in America now, if this pandemic started, I don't think any temple let devotees go and bow down before the Lord on the floor. At least not in Phoenix, and I heard in other temples too. No devotees go to the temple and bow down. They come with shoes and they just see the Lord, stand by and go back. But this is the only temple which always maintains this Tad Vidhi Pranipate na Pariprasna Sevaya, offering, bowing down before the Lord. So Krishna sees that these deities are not like holy metal, idol. They are standing and they are watching all the devotees. What is their surrendering degree? Where are they now? What do they think about me? Do they have full faith in me or not? Bhakti Adhikari, Shraddha Anusari. According to the level of faith, we become the rightful person to practice devotional service. And Krishna manifests himself within the core of our heart. Actually, Krishna never leaves our heart. He is always inside us. When little baby Krishna appeared in the mind of Vasudeva and Devaki, there was not like a regular conception when Krishna was born from this divine couple. There was no any physical relationship between them. Krishna appeared in their mind like the four-handed Vishnu form, Narayana. And when the Lord appeared before Vasudeva and Devaki in the prison house of Kamsa, Vasudeva was praying very beautiful prayer. Oh my Supreme Lord, actually you are not appeared from the womb of my wife. You are always there in her heart. There is no even single second that you disappear from her heart, from our life. You are always within our heart. This whole material manifestation is not like separate things from you. You are the total energy, everything. You are the one. He is praying very beautiful prayers. If you go and take Canto chapter 3, the birth of the Sri Krishna, then you can see how beautifully explained the appearance of Lord Sri Krishna. And Krishna came, then when they saw the four-handed Vishnu coming to the womb of Mother Devaki, Vasudeva and Devaki, they were so much happy, so much pleased. They donated like 10,000 cows to the Brahmanas in their mind, in their happiness. This is the Vedic culture. When something good happens, they always donate cows to the Brahmanas, which is the most best activities one can perform. Godan is the best time. Go means cow, dan means donation. When we do some marriage ceremony, we always give cow to Brahmanas. Even now, we do that. The problem is nowadays people don't want to keep cow at home. So they say, okay, give me money instead of cow. And when Krishna was about to come in this material world, not too long ago, just in the birth of this Kali Yuga, when Dwapar Yuga was going to end and Kali Yuga was going to start, Krishna appeared. That time, even though there were so many Brahmanas disturbed by so many demoniac kings in their activities, everything became so much peace. All the Brahmanas, they were performing sacrifices. And the oven, the fire was very steady. There was a gentle breeze going on. Nothing was disturbing that fire. It was smoothly going on. And there were beautiful flowers blossoming everywhere. The earth was bearing so many fragrant aromas everywhere. There were no cloud in the sky. The sky was very blue and clean. Even though this is a rainy season, but it is just like spring is coming, autumn is coming, and everything's so nice and peace. People's mind become very clear. Nobody were like depressed or anything like that. And there was like all the constellation, nakshatras, stars were like rushing. I would like to appear in order to make these things auspicious for the appearance of Lord Sri Krishna. And they were like competing each other. Let me go and make the situation auspicious. And Rohini Nakshatra, or one of the 28 Nakshatra, was present at the time of Krishna's birth, appearance. And when Krishna was in the prison house, Kamsa was there to wait the birth of each child to kill them. And there was some prediction that eighth child of Devaki will be the cause of Kamsa's death. Right? Now when the Krishna, the baby boy, was born on the eighth time from the womb of Mother Devaki, then Vasudeva was very much anxious, he was very much worried, concerned. Okay, by seeing that form of the Lord, his face was like a deep dark cloud. His hair was already grown up, scattered hair like curly hair. Gumriya Gobal, Timro Krishna, like some there's a button. And he was in a yellow garment with beautiful ornaments and Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, all these signs, all present. He had a special gem, Kaustuba gem in his neck. What not? All the signs that could clearly shows that this person is a non-ordinary person. He is Supreme Personality of God. And now Vasudeva is in great anxiety in his mind. Okay, Krishna and Kamsa is not going to leave this boy alone. He is going to die, kill him definitely. But at the same time, Vasudeva became very fearless, seeing that beautiful child, because he thought this is Supreme Lord himself. Who can kill the Supreme Personality of God? So he was very, very fearless in his heart. I don't care if Kamsa come now. But at the midnight, when the Lord was born, he decided to take that child to Gokula, where Nanda and Yasoda were also having a child. The Yogamaya was already taken birth in their family. And somehow, by the arrangement of Yogamaya, all the people, gatekeeper, they were also asleep and the door were open on its own. He had to cross the river Yamuna. River Yamuna was like, this time is very big, it's a rainy time. But somehow, it also let him go away. The Ananda Sesa was just protecting them from the rain. And they crossed the river, and night time, Yasoda, Nanda, they were sleeping. They did not know what child, male or female child, was born in them. So Vasudeva placed Krishna in their baby bed and took the baby girl back to the prison house. And everything was like normal, they were sleeping. Next morning, Kamsa came, okay, I heard the news of the birth of a child, give me. This must be the child who is going to kill me. I am very much worried about this person. I have to make sure and finish him off so that I can be free from the death. But somehow, when Kamsa saw a baby girl, he was kind of frustrated in his heart. Now it is even more uncertain when this rascal boy will born and kill me. Now the prediction got failed. This is the eighth one and not boy. My life is in great danger now. What am I supposed to do now? And he was trying to kill. Anyway, let me kill him. If Krishna is tricking me and born as a girl and kill me, rather I just kill now and then I become assured. And as he was trying to kill that baby girl, and she was not different from Yogamaya, she slipped away from his hand and going to the sky, flying. Hey, demon, king, Kamsa, the one who is going to kill has been born already somewhere. You are no longer safe. And fall. You see?
Show music.
Music is coming from you. So that Krishna is in your heart as a Paramatma, super soul. When but Prabhupada is saying that our senses are so blunt, we do not have the qualification to see the Supreme Lord in this condition now. That is why, in order to be qualified, in order to get some qualification to see that transcendental Supreme Lord in our heart, the Lord being very happily accept the form of Archa Vigraha, deity form in temple, where you can personally come, touch the Lord, untie his clothes, massage his feet, put tilak in his forehead, and then dress him, embrace him, whatnot. You can just develop that very personal relationship like your child. When I go every Sunday in Mangala to worship Saligram Sila, I put tilak, eyes, face, and like this. I can express my love to Lord, and He accepts it. This is devotional service. Whatever when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are holding like when we hold the bead, it's like lotus feet of the Lord. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Another beat, another feet. We become closer and closer and closer to the God. If you think, oh, I do not get chance to decorate the deity, I cannot go inside. But you can see them from here, and you can see, oh wow, the way today they put dress is so very beautiful. The garland looks really nice. The mukut of Krishna really great. It should be like this. It should be like that. We always can discuss about that. The Kapil Muni is saying they are always talking favorable about me. Bhagavatam, there is one beautiful sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, when my devotees, they always talk about me. What is that sloka, Prabhu? Mat chitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantasya mam nityam kathayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Mat chitta madgata prana. My devotees always talk about me. They are always in my mind. I am in their mind. And they always talk about my glories when they see each other. Two person. Kathayantasya mam nityam. Nityam means regularly, every day. And by being discussing my glories every day, what happens? They become satisfied, they become happy. Tushyanti, ramanti. Ramanti means happy, dancing. No dark face, every bright face, happy face. Like Danakiri Mataji, always happy. Yes. And so this is what it is. They are not idle. Last Sunday, there was an Indian family coming, the youth, very young youth that all came. The curtain was closed. And he asked me, when do we see the idol? When do we see that?
I never see the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, idol. Prabhupada says it's not idol worship, it's ideal worship. It's not idol worship, it's ideal worship. Because there is a way to establish the deity, there is a procedure. It's not like we bring marble, we carve, make it and put it and start worshiping. No, there is a prana pratishtha ceremony. We bring that living soul into the deity. We have all these ceremonies going long, 3 days, 4 days ceremony in order to establish a deity. And also there is a particular way how one can carve the Lord from wood or from metal or from marble or whatever it is. And this is Krishna's manifestation, his incarnation. Archa. That's why spiritual masters should teach his disciples in worshipping deity, cleaning temple. Sri Vigrahara Dhana Nityana Sringara Tanman Viramajana Gauri Yuktasya Bhaktam Sani Vande Gurasri Sri Vigrahara Dhana Nityana. Sri Vigraha means this. Sri Vigraha means this. Sri Vigraha means the Lord is always with Lakshmi. Sri is Lakshmi, right? Okay, so the spiritual master always engages his disciples to cleanse the temple, keep the temple of Lord very clean, and then worship deities. So this way they can develop Krishna consciousness from their heart. And we have another chance that Krishna is going to appear in our heart every year. We just had Krishna Janmashtami a few days before, it seems like last year. But again, we have another year coming up, and we are going to have that precious moment in our life to welcome Krishna in our heart. Like gopis, they were dragging Krishna from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan during Ratha Yatra, means they were bringing him into their heart. Celebrating all these festivals means to embrace Lord within our heart, and we become very close to Him, and we develop our love for Him, and we become more advanced, and by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prabhupada set up the fixed round for all the devotees once they go through the initiation ceremony. 16 rounds. This is minimum requirement for all the devotees in order to protect oneself from the fighting of Maya in this material world. If the soldiers they go to the fight and they are in the front line, if they put down their weapon, they cannot win the war. Sometimes another commander they kill them because they are discouraging other soldiers to fight. So if we fail to complete our chanting at least minimum 16 rounds, we can go more as much as we want. But just to keep us alive in this world, this is the minimum requirement. If we fail, then we keep drying up. We no longer get energy. We do not get any enthusiasm. Then lust, greed, anger, madness all started coming up in our mind. And we start thinking, this is bad person, that is another bad person. This is then all kind of things. Anarthas start popping up in our mind. And we slowly wither it. So we have to protect this. This very tender creeper. It's not very strong. If we do not care, immediately it starts withering. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Any question?
I have a question.
Yes, Mother.
It's not so much about what you spoke. Can I ask it anyway?
If I can, I will answer. If not, we have other devotees who will
So, at the
discuss.
time of Lord Chaitanya,
Yes.
little deities emerged like Madan Mohan and Gopal Ju and Tota Gopinath, right? And they're all small, dark. Were these self-manifesting deities, or would they be installed in the way that you spoke?
Some of them are self-manifested deity. From one deity in Vrindavan who was coming from Madan Mohan, from Radharaman, from Saligram Sila. There was a Saligram Sila, the Pujari would worship every day. And he has a desire to decorate Lord with a beautiful garment, outfit. But Sila cannot be dressed very beautifully. But he was praying to the Lord, my Lord, if you wish so, you could manifest me. You could become a nice, beautiful, tall deity so that I could dress. Next morning, he found them like that. Yes, but I do not know all the details of other deities, but there are some
they
self-manifested
seem
deities.
to all take form around the time of the six Goswamis.
Yes.
And when the temple, that's what I think. Diro, you're kind of the historian. Am I on the right track with that thought?
Not all. I mean, there are many deities established in Vrindavan area by the six Goswamis and their followers. And many of them are carved from marble in Jaipur, like many of the deities in our temples. So it's an old thing. The Murtiwalas have been in business making deities for a long time. Eons, thousands of years. Some deities, like Radharama, self-manifesting deity, but most of the deities were, in Vrindavan, before Lord Chaitanya came, Vrindavan was covered and had been forgotten. And Lord Chaitanya reestablished the worship in Vrindavan. he instructed the six Goswamis to establish temples and initiate disciples and get the Krishna consciousness moving again, because it had been covered up, forgotten. So that's what happened. So the Gopinath was already there, existing.
Before Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, and Lord Jagannath has been worshipped continuously
Right.
in Puri for thousands of years. So there are many different individual cases.
Yes, Mata Santa.
What is the difference of worshipping a Pranapratishta deity and without Pranapratishta deity? What is the benefit with that? What is the two different things?
Devotee can worship Lord in any way he wants. This is an expression of love. But there is a proper rule and regulation to establish in a temple. So the Lord accept that appeal and then be there in the form. But if one has a very great strong faith and Shraddha and worshipping Krishna even without Pran Pratishtha, Krishna still reciprocate with you. So, not much different, but difference. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. This is the philosophy.
That is special we have to do with the belief.
If you are qualified to install Pran Pratishtha, if you have qualified brahmanas, they can come and do that. You can do that. If not, then you can still, like our deities are not Pran Pratishtha deity here.
I know we have some picture murti outside also and inside. What is the difference? How we understand different? Outside
How we see them.
inside.
If we see them, oh, this is not Pran Pratishtha deity, so Krishna is not here. Okay, let me just do namaskar and go. Then he will be same like it. Oh yeah, okay, wow, how beautiful it is, Krishna is here. Whether or not Pran Pratishtha done, but okay, you are respecting me, he smiles to you. Yes, Prabhu.
We have many examples of deities that have not been formally installed. For example, here in this temple, none are worshipped and receiving regular worship. So there's no difference.
There is no difference.
There's no difference. The deity is being worshipped. That's Krishna. Krishna is accepting the worship and the service of the devotees. So generally the Pran Pratishtha formality is done, like when inaugurating a temple or installing deities. But not in every case is that always done, nor is that the prime consideration here. The prime consideration is the regular worship and seva going on in an authorized way under the instruction of the spiritual master. That is what is important.
Yeah. When I first saw the deity of Gaurnitai in Bagbazar Center in Kathmandu, I could not relate their vigraha with God, because I have never heard about Gaurnitai as Krishna. And I see like funny people, like funny deity raising their hand up in the air. I was trying to see them, but I could not see them as Krishna. And it was very hard for me to believe that they are God. But one day, I was in the temple. It was a small deity, same like our Gaurnitai, same size. Patridas Prabhu was carrying them from Rasa, India, Nepal. Yeah, and one day I was in the midday, like about noon time. I was standing very close to them. There was no any bar like this. You could directly go to the altar and see. And they smiled to me in such a way that I fell in love with them. I said, oh yeah, I see them. They are God. I see they smile. That happened in my consciousness. And since then I say, God, I think God is their God. So they can reciprocate with you how much love you have for them, so that much love they have for you. Right?
Krishna is everywhere.
Huh?
Krishna is everywhere, even in the pillar, like the Narasimha Bhagavan.
Very good. Any question, any comment, any realization, any thought Krishna Janmashtami is coming, everyone should be very happy now. If it is like month of August. When I heard this is the 1st of August, that day I was very, very happy. I was born in the month of August. Krishna was in the month of August. And Jagannath Prabhu want to say something from outside. Go ahead. Say, Prabhu.
Who is that?
बलराम
Yeah.
बलराम महाभारत युद्ध भइरहेको थियो नि त्यतिखेर बलराम त्यसै त नेपाल पुग्नु भएको रहेछ वहाँ गएर कृष्ण जन्मदिनमा कृष्ण मिल्नुभएको थियो बलरामजीले अनि कृष्ण भगवान् त्यही बिरामी दाउन पुग्न मिल्छ अनि धेरै ठुलो भक्त थाहा नै थिएन अनि भगवती थाहा भएको कृष्ण भगवान् पनि